Hi, I'm Ruble Chandy, the creator of Accelerator Business Seminars and the #1 best-selling author of 90 Days to Life, a journey from turmoil to triumph. Today I'm going to talk about a fascinating topic that is so close to my heart. It's none other than how to overcome a crisis. All of us go through some major challenges in our lives. We might reach situations where we find no hope whatsoever. It could be in a relationship, it could be in your marriage, it could be in your business, or it could be in health, spirituality, anything, right? So you could actually go through an extreme situation and you might see that there is no way I could get out of this. It's over. So if you know how to handle this, if you know what I'm about to teach you right now, then you can systematically come out of any crisis. But if you don't know how to overcome a crisis and take your life to the next level, then you're stuck by the crisis and then you will not be able to move forward anymore. So let's go through this. Let me share my personal experience. When I was 19 years old, 20 years old, I went through a major crisis myself. So this was a point that we were like really financially challenged. I was in India, I was born in India, and I was in India at the time. And I was on my fourth year in college. And this particular day in the morning, I didn't have even $50 that is needed as bus fare to go to my college. So I go on a bus to my college every day, back and forth, and I need $50, so 50 cents, to take me from where I am to the college. So I'm walking to the church, but that didn't stop me. I woke up, I started walking, and then I am going to this church to pray, and as I'm walking towards this church, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What kind of life is this? I don't have any money whatsoever, right? I mean, there's nobody obviously I can borrow either. At least I didn't feel that I could at the time. So I'm walking by like desperate, not knowing what to do. Like, how's life going to be? Like, am I going to finish my college? Right? Do I have to drop out and do something, become a regular layman, laborer, or whatever? I don't know. I'm just scrambling my head. And then I heard a voice of a homeless man sitting by the side of the road. And he asked me, like, what is going on? Because I walk by and he sits there all the time. I go to church every day. I said, nothing, everything's fine. I mean, the homeless person is the last person that I would share my grief with, right? So he asked me again. He was not willing to let go. By the time he asked me the third time, or by the time he asked me a few times, I looked at him and I said, I don't have $50. So Indian currency is like 20 rupees at the time. I didn't have 20 rupees. I don't have 20 rupees to pay for my bus fare to go to college. How am I going to finish my college? And he said, I don't know how you're going to finish the college, but here is everything that I have. So he had collected a bunch of currencies in his, a bunch of money in his cloth, and then he took this cloth and bought it up and just gave it to me and said, take whatever you want to take. And I did. I took 20 rupees, around $50, or at this point 25 cents, and went to college, borrowed money from somebody, paid him back the 25 cents. But I learned a big lesson that day. I learned so many lessons that day, but one major lesson was, you don't have to be a millionaire to give. You don't have to be a billionaire to give. Even a homeless person who does not have a house, who does not have anything, but a cloth and a rags and clothes and a rag that has some money can give. So there is no excuse for me to not give back. I always have a choice to give back if I choose to do so. Okay, so that's one thing. The same way, I had a unique opportunity to help people from different culture, like Spanish, Caucasian, as in white Americans, and black Americans, and people from all the cultures, Indians, and like so many people from so many cultures who go through like really challenging situations in their business. I help them to be unstuck and grow their business to the next level. And like some of them grew into like $100 million companies, some of them grew into $29 million companies, like they grew like double, quadruple and stuff like that. And I have some people who have grown to 300 crore companies, so which means like around $50-60 million companies in India too. So here's the thing, guys. When a person is going through a major challenge in their life, after going through helping so many people, one thing that I noticed all the time is that they are too focused into the problem. Always too focused into the problem. So let me give you a simple example for that. So imagine that you are in a small tiny boat. You are like, this is a paddle boat, you're paddling left and right and you're enjoying nature, and you're looking to the side and looking to the other side. Oh, this is so much beautiful. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful day. And then the pace of the water started increasing, and then you're like, this is good. Oh my gosh, you're so excited. Okay. And then the pace gotten even more higher. So now the water is moving faster and it's getting a little bit bumpy, and you start to think, oh my gosh, what is going on? And then you realize that you are 2 miles away from Niagara Falls, or a major waterfall, whichever waterfall that you could see. And then you're moving faster than ever, and you realize that, oh my gosh, I might die. I might not survive this. What's the first thing that you do? What is the first thing that you do? And what should be the first thing you should do? You should stop paddling. You should stop rowing. Yes. That's the important thing, because it's building momentum now. It's going faster now. You don't know what to do now. So stop paddling. That is the exact thing that people miss when they're in a crisis. When they're in a crisis, they use their entire mind to exaggerate the problem unknowingly. The mind plays a game on us. It says, remember, this is important. Pay attention to this. 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 This is important. And then day in and day out, waking up, eating breakfast, lunch, every time, all the time, every time, sleeping, awake, talking to people, making love, all the time, you're thinking about this problem. What does it do? It is speeding up the paddling, and you're going straight at the Niagara Falls. So when you are going through a crisis, take your focus out of it. So spend 90% of your time, 90% of your energy, 90% of your focus away from the problem and into the solution. I can give you another example. Race car drivers. When a race car driver is going at like 120, 150, 200 miles an hour, every time he is racing, there is a wall, like especially if you are doing racing in a structured environment, there are walls that are stopping them from going out of the racetrack. So if, as they are driving 150 miles per hour, if for a moment they look at the wall, the car will go in that direction. And that microsecond of attention to the wall could kill them. Why? Because wherever you focus, that's where you're going to go. So stop paddling. That's number one. Number two is that you have overcame so many problems already. Think about your life. There are so many challenges that you could have gone through, whether it could be small, big, whatever. You might have gone through so many crises already. The first crisis was being born, as in like you competed with trillions of other sperms to be in front, right? And then you got the deal, and then you came to life. So you are a victor already. You already won this game to be a living being compared to a trillion other sperms. Jokes aside, but that is true too. But key point is that look back to your life and see how have you overcome some situations that you've gone through in your life, and then build a belief, just like those things, this is going to pass too. Just like those things, I'm going to overcome this too. So here's the belief that I'm inviting you to have. There is always a way. No matter how difficult situations are, no matter how challenged you are, no matter how much you think that this is not going to be solved, there is always a way. And if you have a spiritual faith, if you have a practice of religious or spiritual path that you follow, and if you're connected to some sort of God, and if you believe in God, then you could say that when God is with me, there is always a way. No matter what happens, when God is with me, there is always a way. And build that belief in you. So one, you take out the focus away from the Niagara Falls, right? And two is that you start believing that when God is with you, you always have a way. There is always a way. There's always, not sometimes, not most of the time. It's not, there is most of the time a way. That's not how it is. There is sometimes a way. No, there is always a way. When God is with me, there's always a way. And if you have different beliefs, you can adjust it any way you want. Okay, it doesn't need to be specifically the way I'm saying. The third thing is, let me explain the third thing with an example. So a beautiful example is Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl was a psychologist, a Jewish psychologist who was in a concentration camp, a Nazi concentration camp. So he was going through torture like everybody, and then he saw many people die. Like some people died in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And he said people who died, he observed that people who died didn't have anything to look forward to, because they felt like this is the end. This is the end. It's finishing. There's no more. Chapter is done. This is the last chapter. So he saw himself teaching after he is coming out of this concentration camp. He's teaching and telling other people about the horrific things that happened here inside the concentration camp, so that these kind of things don't happen in history anymore. So that's what he started seeing. So he kept on focusing his energy about a future self, looking into him and say, you know what? This is what I'm living for, to give that message of hope and inspiration for the future. That's how he survived. And he wrote the book called Man's Search for Meaning. So here's the thing. These are the 3 simple steps. One step is take your focus away from the problem and put 90% of your focus into solution. Why 10% on the problem? So that you take action. If you are completely out of the problem, then you might not take any action, right? So 90% of the focus on solution. Second is, if God is with you, there is always a way. Third thing is, see yourself in the future being the wise man and woman that you are destined to become, and then teaching somebody else. Oh, I went through this thing myself, just like I'm doing right now. I went through the pain like decades ago. So I was not expecting to teach anybody, but I'm teaching people in different parts of the world how to be unstuck and grow their business to the next level. So imagine, see yourself teaching someone and inspiring them through this journey, this beautiful journey that you went through, that you're going through right now. Although it doesn't seem like a beautiful journey right now, this is a beautiful journey that you're going through, and appreciate it fully and embrace it. And with that joy, see yourself inspiring tens of thousands or 10,000 or millions of people who are behind you, and inspiring them to be happy right now. Okay, so that's how you overcome a crisis, and it's a miniature version of how to overcome a crisis. But if you're specifically going through a challenge in your business, if you feel like you are stuck, you don't know how to move forward in your business, or if you feel like you have grown so much already but you don't know how to take your business to the next level, we have created something, a gifted businessman. We have created a a methodology for a gifted businessman by creating an experience called Accelerated Business Experience. So through this experience, what we do is we help businessmen and women who are stuck or who wants to scale their business to double or quadruple or make them 8 times and grow to the next level, to grow to the next level of their dreams. We actually do a 4-day seminar in different parts of the world. Right now we are doing it in the US, Canada, Dubai, Bahrain, Kochi, and we are planning to do in Bangalore too, and then different parts of India. So if you are interested in participating in one of our accelerator events, you could send a message wherever you see this video. You could send a message to me, and then one of my team members, if I see it myself, will be happy to answer you and invite you into our business accelerator event. Until then, focus on these 3 things. 1, take your time and focus away from the problem. 2, if God is with you, there is always a way. Number 3, see yourself in the future, and then 10, 20, 30 years from now, and looking at this life and say, oh my gosh, you did amazing. And teach that to other people like you today, like other people who are going through a similar situation in your life, and see yourself teaching them that, hey, this is what I learned from there. And that's going to be truly amazing. And your life is a beautiful gift, and celebrate that today and for the rest of your life. Have an amazing day. I'm Ruble Chandy, the creator of Accelerator Business Programs and the author of 90 Days to Life, a journey from turmoil to triumph. Have an amazing day. Bye.